Okay. Let's do 4 stages of consciousness. Can I draw? Yes. So, 4 stages of consciousness that mirror the medicine wheel, the 4 directions on the medicine wheel. And I suppose there will be 2 parts to this, because I don't want you to get discombobulated and confused. So let's start off with the concept that we are 3-part beings. So you have a body, you have a mind, you are attached to the thought space, the metaphysical space, because you can think, you are a thinking being, you are a physical being because you can see your body. And we are spiritual beings because when we die, the body drops, right? So essentially 3-part being. This physical body is nothing without its soul energy inhabitant. The energy inhabitant is carrying this physical body while it's alive. There's such a thing as life and death, right? So there's the part that switches it on and off, whether you want to call it a soul or whatever you want to call it scientifically. There's the part that's alive, right? There's this physical body, the suit that's left behind. And there is also the ability to think. We are in the thought space. So from this part, we experience through 3 channels because we are a 3-part being. So I just want to start there. We are not just the body, we are not just the mind, we are not just the soul, we are a combination. We are 3-part beings, mind, body, soul, complex. Okay. And this complex is your consciousness is how you experience the world. How do you experience your reality through the thoughts that you think, through the things that your body can do and feel, and through this almost unexplained attachment or feeling to more than just an individualized experience. You are kind of capable of more, right? There's this unexplainable soul part that some people find challenging. First layer of consciousness. Let's start here. To me, or as I like to say, for me. Right? And this first layer of consciousness, I'm going to draw them out here in layers, but really it's cyclical. Life is cyclical because this layering implies that one is better than the other, that stage 4 is perhaps better than stage 1. And that's not, for me, not the case. It is cyclical, that we go round and round and round. And these apply to the medicine wheel. So stage 1 is here in the south, stage 2, the west, stage 3, the north, stage 4 is the east, and we are forever riding round and round and round and round this wheel of consciousness, and we can choose where we go on the wheel, what we want to experience, because we are made up of these 4 corners of the multiverse. 4 corners of the multiverse: south, west, north, east, and then the mother and the father. Pachamama, the Inti Tai Tai, father, sky. So we have the duality of the masculine and feminine, and 4 pillar archetypes of our human condition, our human experience. Our consciousness can experience in these 4 ways, these 4 directions, these 4 archetypes, and it is the same collectively for every human being on the planet. So this is now Jungian psychology and the collective unconscious becomes conscious if you know about it, but it's usually unconscious because people are not fully consciously aware of this is what's happening, this is the human experience, until you choose to learn about it and make it conscious, right? So first experience layer, life is happening to me, or as I like to say, life is happening for me. And this is victim consciousness, with the idea that somebody else did something to you. Quite a lot of blame, shame, and almost there's a part of it that wants to resist what is, because it's not a nice experience. It's challenging to choose that experience and accept it, rather than like we go, oh, well, I don't like this. This is not what I choose. Therefore, there's a resistance and a wanting to kind of push something away or not experience it. I have had this in my life when it comes to pain, exquisite physical pain in hospital with my autoimmune disease, and very much in resistance to, yeah, why would I? Okay, please bring on the pain. More would love this. It's very much like, please make it stop. And you're asking God, Spirit, make it stop, make it stop. And that idea of pushing it away. Whereas if the consciousness can go through it, does make the journey a lot easier. That's something I teach on my, if we're doing any psychedelic retreats, very much go through rather than resist it. The psychedelic experience will show you in your consciousness where you are resisting, and it is that practice of, okay, can I choose to go through and into this and learn from it and be curious and open, rather than resist and make it a little bit more difficult. And this is what you can do. This is the practice, because again, if somebody, it's like my health, I wouldn't choose that again. It was a horrible experience. Or if somebody had, decided in their mind that I was the villain to their victim, and they was going to attack me, there's again nothing I can do about that. If somebody has decided they're going to attack you, it's not nice, and you want to defend and say, no, thank you, put the walls up. I don't want this coming at me or into my space. So how does one diffuse experiences like that? And it is, again, the consciously knowing that actually you can't change anyone else's decision or experience, but you can take ownership of your own. You are creating your reality. How do you move through rather than resist, so that whatever they're bringing you, it can't stick. It doesn't affect you. There's no resistance and fight. There is just the water flows past, right? So this is possible. First layer of consciousness, life is happening to me. And often feels like there's nothing you can do about that. Second stage of consciousness, life is created by me. When you have the experience, look at this writing, when you have the experience that you create your own reality, the understanding drops in that my thoughts are my experience. It's just slightly delayed, so that therefore I haven't noticed it so much before. And especially when going from younger to older, because again, the perceived experience of time is very different when we age. It's very different when you're a child. So even more challenging to notice this. But then when one gets older, the time experience even warps. And there is a possibility for, when I'm thinking this and this and this, when I'm thinking and feeling a certain thing, that is then my experience in my reality. I am creating my experience through my thoughts and my feelings, and my three-part being complex, my soul, my thoughts, and my body is creating this experience, this reality. So putting you a little bit more in control, and the idea, the knowing this, I do have a choice. I am some level of in command here, and I can choose. And most people will have had the experience of being able to create something. Like I decided I wanted this thing, whether it was a job or to win a game or whatever. The intention was set. I'm doing this. I am having this. I took action towards it and I reached my goal. I created that. I made that happen with my thoughts, my commitment, my action steps. I did that because I wanted it. And then I took action towards it. And guess what? It happened in my reality. So most of us have had the experience of, I can create if I'm really choosing to do something. It's like setting the intention to win a game, and then it comes up like that. Life is created by me. And we've all had the experience of being in our victim and something has been done unto us. So we all know what these stages are like. They are just here, and we can move into different ones, and we will have different experiences at different times. Through me is stage 3. Can I write this with my little pad? It's not even a mouse. Through me. Here we go. To me, by me, through me. And this stage of consciousness is then when it's like the awe state and the bliss state, when it's like you see someone playing a sport, and they were born to do it, and they are just in this flow state and awe state, and it is like spirit is coming through them, and they are just surrendered and so present. And it is just this, we love watching it. So we will go to sports games to see someone in this stage of consciousness. Through me, spirit is moving through them, and we go, oh. That's why we love watching people that are very good at sport. This is why we love watching actors in movies that are in this flow state. They are channeling, this spirit is moving through them, whether it's a film, whether it's live, whether it's somebody on stage singing like Freddie Mercury. That was his flow state. God is speaking through him as he is on stage. So, and we've all had moments of this flow state when you do something and you're just so in the experience, so present that it is more than a normal experience, more than your everyday experience. You feel moved and inspired and free and open. And this spirit, the universal source, is then coming through you, and you are just in this bliss and awe state in your experience. And hopefully we've all experienced this at certain times, all experienced this at certain times, all experienced this at certain times. And the last stage 4 is as me. And this is the oneness experience. And most people have gotten here, I would probably say, through the use of intense spiritual practices or doing something like ayahuasca, because you kind of need to transcend usually your mind, body, spirit complex in this plane, because it is such a different experience. Because through this physical body, we are having an individualized experience. And this stage 4 is when it moves from the understanding of your individual experience to an understanding of, oh shit, there's only one of us. there is no individual me over here, you over there. It is I am you, you are me. We are one being. All these beings are in the body of God. Everything is the body of God. You can't, no one, no thing, no energy can be separate from that. It all is one energy, this love, ball of love energy. Therefore, negativity does not exist. It is just an experience so that we can experience more love. It's an opposite experience so that God can experience itself as love. It needs the opposite of that to experience that. But it all is the body of God. There is no separate thing, duality. These contradicting truths exist in the same space. As me, we are all one. There is no separation. Nothing is separate. We are the trees, we are the bees, we are each and every being, we are each and every archetype. We are the victim, the villain, negativity, the murderer. All of these archetypes are love, essentially. And maybe you don't know what this is like. Maybe this is more of a concept than an embodiment. And for me, it is, the practice is, how do I bring each layer deeper and deeper and deeper into this physical body, into this reality? How do I stay aware of all 4 levels? It's essentially, once you've done the medicine wheel, you get to know this stage of consciousness, you get to know this stage of consciousness, you get to know this stage of consciousness, then you get to know this one. And then you find yourself in the middle. Once you've really explored in depth each direction, what it means, what that part of you is. And on the medicine wheel, this is victim consciousness, but it also is about the past, understanding your past, understanding your habits, understanding your childhood, what habits have been brought through your parents, what are your habitual thoughts? How do you think about stuff like money? All of it is, yeah, your past and shedding. This is the South, understanding the past, understanding your victim consciousness, physical healing as well, shedding any physical disease. Then in the West, life is created by me. You meet up with your fears. Because when you take ownership of your life and then wanting to create the life of your dreams, the life of your reality, you are met with, but what if I can't do that? Fears of death, fears of failure, fears that you can't succeed, fears that you aren't good enough. And this is meeting up with your fears as you move into creating the life of your desires. As you move towards your heart's desires and your joys, you are met up with your fears. And this is what the West is about. And then you move into the North through me. And then this is, okay, I am the channel. I am now the medium, the healer. And this is very much bringing source through. What is my purpose? I can hear soul's voice. I can hear source moving through me. Now, what is my mission? What am I meant to do with this? Can I have clarity on where I am going and allow that surrendered state, that flow state to come through you and find what's my purpose? What's my mission? How do I hold capacity for even more love and even more joy? And the North is energizing, creative. You will get so much done. It's insane. And this is your connection. Literally, the divine moves you and it moves you fast. So you will explore what it means to be in the North. And then you come around to the East. And this is eagle and condor in the East. And this is Asmi, your oneness experience where everything comes together and you find that peace and that openness, and that is holding space for all of the perspectives in your wings of peace and ease, and you are able to see and notice hold space for every single perspective, that there is no judgment. It is just as it is. There is no judgment of negativity. There is no judgment of demons. There is no judgment of this. There is just, how do I understand and hold all of this as true, each perspective in love and reverence and honor and accept and be with all of it. How does this fit in my system? Incredible. And then after you have done the medicine wheel, experienced all of these states of consciousness to depth, then you would come in the middle and be in the middle of all of 4 stages and go, okay, how does my awareness notice each of these on a day-to-day basis? And I can choose and be with and hold. But it can't really move into the middle until you have fully explored each corner of the human experience in depth. Because how do you hold all of them if you haven't explored all there is to know about all of them? Yeah. And this is probably where 80% of humanity reside, in their victim consciousness, stage 1. We are all in the South. Well, we're moving around the medicine wheel the entire time anyway, on a meta collective perspective. But for me, for the majority of humanity, it is about understanding this victim consciousness, understanding the dance with this. Because the others come through once this is understood. It's like having a really solid foundation. If you understand the foundation and spend 30 years really understanding this foundation, that what you build on top is just going to be easy, right? But if you don't really fully understand your victim consciousness, and it's a little bit of a dodgy foundation, and you're trying to build the rest on the top of that, you might struggle and your house might fall down. So really integrating this victim consciousness is, for me, such an important part of it. And do not beat yourself up for being in your victim or spending so many years in victim consciousness. I have spent 23 years exploring this with autoimmune disease and meeting my victim consciousness, meeting my fears every single day for years. And this is why I'm sat here doing what I do, because I arduously spent 28 years really enduring this experience. My victim, wow, do I understand it? And that is, for me now, why I go, oh, okay, I'm meant to teach this. That's why I had such a heavy ride, because if anyone brings me anything to do with their victim, I'll go, yeah, I know, deeply know. It's not easy, but I can help and support, because I've had 28 years of arduous practice, endurance from my victim, meeting my fears daily. So I know, fully get you. It's not easy. And but it's fun. As soon as you have the tools and techniques to go, actually, this is now playful and fun rather than heavy and difficult because you don't know how to do it. And there's this resistance. As soon as I teach you how to do it, you can go, oh, well, now I can just do this whenever I'm like that. I do my self-healing cycle around the wheel when I feel like that. Oh, great. And it is easy. It is easy. It is fun. If I can do it, anyone can do it. And hopefully this has helped you in some broader level of understanding you and your experience and what you go through daily, yearly, and meet up with in life. And we are all doing this same journey. Upichai.